Hello and welcome to Coffee English. Picture this amazing story. A man from New Zealand walks into a country where he has never been before. He does not speak the local language at all, but within just 2 days, he is talking with local people like he grew up there. He tells jokes, discusses serious topics, and shares stories perfectly. This sounds impossible, but it really happened. The man was Harold Williams, and his story will change how you think about learning languages. Today, we are going to explore the mind of the most extraordinary polyglot who ever lived. A man who spoke 58 languages fluently. A man whose brain seemed to work differently from the rest of us. But here is what will surprise you. His methods were not magical. They were not mysterious. They were techniques that you can learn and use right now to transform your English. This episode will show you how one person's incredible gift can become your practical guide. We will discover the hidden patterns behind rapid language learning. We will uncover the mental strategies that made Williams unstoppable. And most importantly, we will learn how to apply these same principles to make your English journey faster, easier, and more enjoyable. So grab your coffee, settle in, and prepare to see language learning in a completely new way. And when we finish, I want you to share in the comments. What is the biggest challenge you face with English right now? Your story might inspire someone else to keep going. Let me tell you about a special boy from New Zealand. His name was Harold Williams. He was born on April 6, 1876. When Harold was young, something amazing happened. He discovered he could learn languages very fast. At age 7, while other children played games, Harold was learning Latin. This is a very old language that many people find difficult. But for Harold, it was like playing with words. By the time he was 11 years old, Harold already knew 8 different languages. He could speak Latin, Greek, Hebrew, French, German, Spanish, Italian, and Maori. But this was only the beginning of something extraordinary. When Harold entered Auckland University, professors were amazed. Here was a teenager who could translate between languages they had spent decades studying. But Harold was not satisfied. While studying, he added Russian, Polish, Japanese, Irish, Hungarian, Czech, Egyptian, Albanian, Basque, and Chinese to his collection. By his 20s, Harold Williams had become something that scientists thought was impossible. A human being who could think, dream, and create in dozens of different languages. Each language was not just words he had memorized. Each was a complete world of thought, culture, and expression living inside his mind. Here comes the most amazing part of Harold's story. People say he could learn a new language in just 2 days, not just a few basic words or simple phrases. He could really understand and speak the language well. Harold Williams learned Serbian in 2 days, and this incredible ability made him famous around the world. When he arrived in new countries, something wonderful happened. On the first day, Harold would listen very carefully. He walked around, went to shops, sat in cafes, and listened to conversations. His brain worked like a powerful computer, learning all the sounds and patterns of the new language. On the second day, he would start speaking, not with mistakes or simple words, but with natural, flowing speech. People were amazed. They could not believe this stranger was speaking their language so perfectly after such a short time. How is this possible? What was happening inside Harold Williams' brain that allowed such rapid learning? Modern brain science gives us fascinating answers. When researchers study polyglots like Harold Williams, they discover something remarkable. These individuals do not have bigger brains. They do not have special language areas that the rest of us lack. Instead, they have trained their brains to work differently. Harold Williams developed what scientists call cross-linguistic awareness. Every time he learned a new language, it made learning the next language easier. His brain created connections between languages, finding patterns and similarities that helped him learn faster. Think of it like this. When you learn your first musical instrument, it is difficult. Your fingers are clumsy, your timing is poor. But when you learn a second instrument, you already understand rhythm, melody, and musical structure. The second instrument is easier because your musical brain is already developed. Harold Williams did this with languages. Each new language strengthened his language learning muscles. By the time he reached his 20th language, his brain had become a language learning machine. Through studying Harold Williams' life and methods, linguists have identified 4 key principles that made him extraordinary. These same principles can transform your English learning right now. First principle, think in the new language. Harold did not translate from English to other languages in his mind. Instead, he forced his brain to think directly in the new language he was learning. Even if his thoughts were simple at first, he practiced thinking in that language. For your English learning, this means something important. Try to think your daily thoughts in English. When you wake up, think "good morning" instead of thinking it in your native language. When you see a dog, think dog, not your native word for dog. Start with simple thoughts and gradually make them more complex. Second principle, pattern recognition over memory. Williams did not memorize vocabulary lists. He recognized patterns. He saw how languages worked, how they were constructed, how ideas flowed from one form to another. In English, focus on patterns instead of individual words. Notice how English uses prepositions. Observe how questions are formed. See the rhythm of English sentences. When you understand patterns, you understand the language. Third principle, emotional connection. Williams connected emotionally with every language he learned. Serbian was not just words to him. It was a way to connect with Serbian people, to understand Serbian culture, to express Serbian ideas. Make English personal. Find English content that moves you. Connect with English speakers who share your interests. When English becomes emotionally meaningful, learning becomes natural. Fourth principle, active construction. Williams did not passively receive languages. He actively built them in his mind. He created sentences, invented stories, played with words until the language became part of him. Use English creatively every day. Write short stories. Create conversations in your head. Play with English expressions. Build the language actively, do not just consume it passively. Today's phrase connects perfectly with Harold Williams' story. It is to have a way with words. This means someone has a special talent for using language effectively and persuasively. Harold Williams certainly had a way with words, in 58 different languages. When someone has a way with words, they can express complex ideas simply, they can convince people, they can make language come alive. You can develop your own way with words in English. Start by focusing on clarity over complexity. Choose simple, powerful words that express exactly what you mean. Practice speaking with confidence, even when your grammar is not perfect. Remember, having a way with words is not about knowing the most difficult vocabulary. It is about using language to connect with people. Here is what Harold Williams really teaches us. Language learning is not about talent. It is not about being born with a special gift. It is about approach, method, and mindset. Williams succeeded because he understood something fundamental. Languages are not subjects to study. They are tools for thinking, connecting, and creating. Every time you use English to express a new idea, you are building your English brain. Every conversation makes you stronger. Every mistake teaches you something valuable. The difference between Harold Williams and ordinary language learners was not intelligence. It was persistence, curiosity, and joy in the learning process. He loved languages. He was excited by them. He saw each new language as an adventure, not a challenge. Your English learning journey can have the same excitement. Every new word you master is a small victory. Every successful conversation is a reason to celebrate. Every improvement makes you more capable of expressing your unique thoughts and ideas. Williams proved that human beings have incredible capacity for language learning. His 58 languages show us what is possible when we approach learning with the right methods and the right attitude. So how do you apply Harold Williams' genius to your English learning today? Start with one simple change. Instead of studying English, start living in English for short periods each day. Choose one activity you enjoy. Maybe reading news, maybe watching videos, maybe writing in a journal. Do this activity completely in English. Do not translate. Do not worry about perfect understanding. Just experience English as a natural tool for thinking and learning. When you encounter new words or expressions, do not immediately look them up. Try to understand from context first. This builds your intuitive understanding of English, the same skill that allowed Williams to learn languages so quickly. Practice creating in English every day. Write 3 sentences about your day. Record yourself speaking for 1 minute about a topic you care about. Send a voice message to an English-speaking friend. Creation builds fluency faster than consumption. Most importantly, develop curiosity about English. Notice interesting expressions. Wonder about the history of words. Ask questions about why English works the way it does. Curiosity was Harold Williams' greatest strength. It can be yours too. Harold Williams died at age 52, but his legacy continues to inspire language learners around the world. He proved that the human mind has almost unlimited capacity for language learning. He showed us that with the right approach, what seems impossible becomes achievable. Your English journey is part of this same story. Every word you learn, every conversation you have, every piece of progress you make connects you to this incredible human capacity for language. Remember Harold Williams when English feels difficult. Remember that a boy from New Zealand once mastered 58 languages using principles that you can apply right now. You have the same brain, the same potential, the same capacity for growth. The only question is, what will you do with this incredible gift of language learning that exists within you? Thank you for joining me on Coffee English today. Harold Williams' story reminds us that extraordinary achievements come from consistent application of simple principles. Your English fluency is not a distant dream. It is a skill you are building every single day. Keep learning, keep growing, and remember that every polyglot started with their first foreign word. Your English journey is just beginning, and the possibilities are endless. Until next time, keep your curiosity alive and your coffee strong.